Hello friends, my name is Matti McLean. I'm a Canadian Eurovision, and today I am visiting my childhood again. Once again, I'm on a cartoon kick, what can I say? I am ranking the Animaniacs cartoon characters from the original series, not from the remake. So I do think that that's an important distinction to make. There's not enough characters to rank in the remake. It would be just the Warner Brothers, and I'm going to do that here anyways. And then also maybe the new exec person, but whatever. They don't count. They're not interesting. We don't care about them. So we are going to start here with the Good Feathers. So it looks like all three Good Feathers are here. I'm not going to rank... They want you to rank this specifically by character, but some of these just get paired up because... Like, what are the difference between the different Good Feathers? Normally, I believe this one was the You Talking to Me pigeon, which was fine. It was funny. But those two pigeons kind of fall into the background for me, with maybe the new pigeon. I can't even remember their names. I just know them as the Good Feathers. I would say he was the best one. The different one was the one that does better. But overall, like, the Good Feathers, you know what, I'll bump them up to B. Because at least they were funny. At least they had good moments. At least there was something there that was interesting and engaging and a lot of fun. What was one that I did not like at all was the hippos. I never liked the hippos. I liked parts of what they did with them. I liked parts of what they represent. And it was fun, silly, like having oblivious hippos go out and do random crazy things. It's fine, but I've always found that theirs were probably the worst sketches in the show. The only one who I might put down there as well, maybe an inch more, was Mindy and Buttons. I just never enjoyed them. I never thought that Mindy and Buttons were as fun or as clever as the other sketches. I think that there's a lot there that, you know, just overall doesn't click with me as an audience member. I'll never be as much of a fan of them as, you know, as I think I was supposed to be. I think everyone was expecting them to be so funny, but overall just kind of turns into baby narrowly avoids getting killed and dog getting hurt, which just doesn't translate very well for me personally. Who are the executive is kind of a character that's just kind of meh. Any character that kind of serves as a foil to the Animaniacs proper are going to get kind of left behind because they're never going to be as interesting or as fun. So, like, having the exec there, having Ralph there, to a lesser extent Dr. Scratch and Sniff, I feel like he might be a little higher because at least he's got a comedic sense to himself. Yeah, I don't have any issues with them there. Mainly because I just don't think they're particularly funny or well done. But, you know, Ralph came back in the new series. It's fine. Scratch and Sniff is back in the new series. It's fine. I think there's a reason they didn't bring the executive back, because I can't even remember his name, and I used to be a fan of the show. Possibly one of the worst sketches in Animaniacs was Minerva Mink. When your only claim to fame is that you're furry porn in the making, it's not great. I can't help but think that she might have been influenced by Jessica Rabbit and that style of seximation where it's just kind of, you know, it's furry bait before that was a thing. So what can we say? The only other character who I think kind of suffers from that, obviously, is Nurse. But at least Nurse has something to her. At least she's funny. She does a really good job in establishing herself as a sex figure. But even they have that whole Hello Nurse song, which to this day is actually really funny. And I think it actually stands on itself. And I'm going to choose to accept that as canon, that she can do all of these things, and because it just makes her a more interesting character. Otherwise, she'd be down there with the mink. No one wants to be with Minerva Mink, except for all the furries. Katie Kaboom, teenager who blows up. Sure, it could be funny. I don't think it was ever done super well, though. I don't even think it was done as well as Minerva. No, maybe a bit better than Minerva. It was fine. Like, I don't have any issue with it. It's just It's there. There's sketches that when they come on, I don't think anyone pays extra attention to, but the idea of the blowing up, the teenager who just blows up is more of a joke for adults rather than kids. So take that for what you will. I think that it's good enough. I remember loving Good Idea, Bad Idea Mime. Done very well, very, very funny. A simple idea for a sketch, but done flawlessly. Always funny. It never didn't hit the mark for me personally, so I will consider them up in the top levels as well. Chicken Boo. Do I like or do I not like Chicken Boo? I don't know. Like, I don't feel like the Chicken Boo sketches were ever really funny, but it's memorable. But I guess memorable doesn't make it good. I'll keep that in the high C tier. Worth watching, maybe not worth watching multiple times. Sketches I didn't appreciate much growing up was Rita and Runt. Their musical parodies, especially considering this is Bernadette Peters, like, they got some talent there. And that's a huge get for them. It's very funny. I still remember the one where they're in the prison and it's like a Les Mis parody, which is something I didn't get at all growing up. But now looking back, I'm just like, oh, this is like pretty spot on. This is really funny. They do a great job with it. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think that they have a lot of fun with it. So definitely one to watch out for and enjoy. If you ever get to see them online or something, they're so funny. Slappy Squirrel. Do I like Slappy Squirrel or do I not like Slappy Squirrel? I'm not a huge Slappy Squirrel fan. I'll admit that. I will kind of keep them in... Oh, no, not you. Slappy Squirrel kind of sits in the neato. They're good novelty. They've had some good times. Overall, I don't see anything wrong with Slappy Squirrel. The jokes just maybe were a bit too grown up for kids, but not funny enough for grown-ups, if that makes sense. Overall, memorable character, does a good job, no complaints. Going to Pinky and the Brain, obviously Pinky and the Brain are fantastic. There's a reason that they're the only other sketch group that came back with the new Animaniacs, so that's cool. I still love Pinky and the Brain, everyone loves Pinky and the Brain, but has it held up over the years? Absolutely, definitely has. Still super funny, still super fresh, still super relevant. So, I think everyone can kind of see where this is going. You're doing a list about the Animaniacs. You got to include the Animaniacs. And the Warner Brothers and the Warner sister are the funniest parts of the show. Their energy, their manic craziness is wonderful, hilarious, good fun, very, very sardonic and silly. They brought in that sarcastic energy before I even knew what that was. Wacko to this day serves as a role model. They are actually the only Funko Pops I have. You can't see them, but they're just right here. I have them, and I have Jareth from Labyrinth, and I have Bob Ross. Those are my only Funko Pops that I have, and probably ever will have, because I can't imagine getting any more. But I'm curious to see what the world thinks in comparison. So let's take a look. So I think it's interesting here that they did put the Animaniacs on top with the Marry Me and Rob Paulson. That's fine. I think it's very true. Very funny. They do a good job. They do have Pinky and the Brain both in God tier, which is dead on with me. They actually have Minnie up here, so that's really cool. They have the... Oh my gosh, I just said her name. They have Squirrel up here. They have Buttons up... Or sorry, Mindy... Yeah, they have Buttons up there too. It's interesting how they didn't pair them off the way I did. So... Yeah, because of that, I think some of them ended up being higher or lower than their counterparts. It looks like no one likes the hippos, which is completely understandable. No one likes Katie Kaboom, which is very telling. I think there's a reason they didn't bring back. The exec not coming back, again, very fair. Two of the three Goodfellows down here. I guess he was the obnoxious Goodfeather, which is good. They have Scratch and Sniff up there, which is fine. I think that he serves a really good point. But, yeah. Interesting to see just how the differences aren't huge here, but the ones that people don't like, people really don't like, and that seems to be a universal thing. And the ones that people do like, they really enjoy. So there's a reason why Animaniacs were only brought back with these characters, I think. Overall, if you're a cartoon fan, let me know. I'm interested to know what you're thinking. Also, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, like and subscribe. Feel free to comment. Let me know what you want to see next. It helps me figure out what my schedule is going to be. And finally, if you want to get in contact with me, you can find me online at The Big Shabam at Instagram or on Twitter. And finally, if you like what I'm wearing, this is called the Giant's Causeway. It's a painting I did a few years ago, but it's available online as a shirt and hoodie for men and women on onesheetgeek.com. All right. Well, I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen here, and I'll talk to you folks later. Bye.